month away from the November election, and early voting begins today in Ohio and Indiana. Local 12's Jenna Cisneros joins us now from the Hamilton County Board of Elections. And Jenna, have people been hitting the polls yet?
Oh, yes, they have, John. In fact, all morning we've seen people trickle in. I'm sure you could see the line behind me. It is just growing and growing. One of the first people in line, he tells me he's been here since 4:30 a.m. I saw him in his car. We spoke with him. You'll hear from him a little bit later. But I want to just get out of the way, give you a look at how far this line stretches. Even as polls are open, you can see it goes down the street, around the corner there. Again, now as polls are 7 minutes past opening. And I do want to clarify, because we've been getting a lot of questions on this all morning. This is the back of the Board of Elections building. That is where you will cast your vote. In years past, it's been in the front, but again, to allow for some more space, they are doing this in the back of the building. And then we also saw a group that camped here overnight to help raise awareness for early voting. Now, members from the Board of Elections, they have high hopes. They tell me they're ready for what's to come. They've been planning for this election for months. They're expecting about twice the number of early voters. So they, again, doubled capacity both in the parking lot and inside. Media got a quick walkthrough of what the voter experience will look like. And for starters, the board leased that additional space. For this election, there's 30 check-in stations. In 2016, there were 10. They just went from under 7,000 square feet to 15,000 square feet of voting area, and they can accommodate 160 people voting at one time. Out front, there's almost 100 parking spots. That's for voters, and traffic officers will be here during the entirety of the early voting period. And then once voters come inside, of course, COVID safety precautions will be followed. They received $1.4 million, which they used on PPE, sanitizing supplies, masks, and new voting booths to help keep voters and workers safe. And we spoke with that voter who came to the Board of Elections office at 4:30 this morning to make sure he got his vote in. Here's one of the reasons why he's voting.
We had civics. We took courses about government, and I've seen what happened to civilizations where people don't participate and don't support their beliefs.
Again, polls are now open. You can see people beginning to trickle in. That's a long line out here. But again, to help with all these people out here, the board does have a plan for safety and security. I'll be breaking that down for you coming up in the next half hour. For now, we're live in Norwood. Jenna Cisneros, Local 12 News.
All right. Thank you, Jenna. That's an impressive turnout, too. In Indiana, Dearborn County votes early voting begins at 9 o'clock at the Government Center in Lawrenceburg. I'll be sure to check with your individual county, though, for other places and times. Kentucky early voting begins next week.